Coach Stockton said she was really proud of Brett just taking advantage of the opportunity, you know. Unfortunately, that injury for Barnes was a golden opportunity for Brett.
Chastity Brown possessing the ball for Tulane to start us off. Megan Valisevic underneath to Benzio, and they have to kick it out. Opening that back door was Brittany Lindsay.
We saw that today in shoot-around. UTEP knew that was coming. We expected them to put a little bit more pressure. Maybe they'll get it right the second time around.
Brianna Green. And already a foul on UTEP's Ilda Chambe. First start, first foul, and possession right back to the Green Way.
Well, you know, anytime you're not a regular starter and you have a chance to come in, sometimes you have to get your nerves under control. She's just trying to hustle, but she does have to watch those fouls.
Ashley Langford will bring the ball up the court. Miners already back. Lots of pressure. Valisevic. There's Brown. Junior from Shreveport. Brown around the pick. Has the open jumper. Trying to control, and there is Brett Benzio in full effect.
Coach Stockton said she's great at crashing the boards. That's something you can't scout. That's just heart.
The lob into Benzio. They'll kick it back outside. They can't get the bucket, though. Lindsay misses.
Credit the Miners for at least getting the defensive rebound at that time, because that would have been an easy putback if Tulane had gotten the ball.
Here's Jerica Hughes, Conference USA Player of the Year, named Freshman of the Year as well as Newcomer of the Year. That you don't see too often.
No, you don't. In fact, she's the first minor in UTEP history to ever get those Conference of the Year honors.
Scoop and score for Chambe. The quick foul, but she re-gets it or gets it back.
Very agile on the baseline. Nice moves when scooping it under.
A little redemption in rapid fashion for Chambe. Benzio, the putback underneath, that's something the Miners are really going to have to watch out for.
Yeah, if you look at these first three baskets, they were all simple bunny shot layups. The Miners have to crash the boards and make Tulane work for every point they get.
Tulane a little taller, a little more set, a little more physical. The Miners, they will switch, they will run, and here's Hughes. Spot up three and hits it right with Chastity Brown in her grill.
You know, Coach Adams said that after missing those 4 games with that shoulder injury, Hughes hasn't been herself, but I tell you what, that looks like the Jerica Hughes that won Conference USA Player of the Year honors last year. Plenty of confidence to step into the three-point line, quick release, and nailing the shot.
That's what they were looking for. They wanted her to step up because the injuries had really slowed her down. But
a lot of it's chemistry, a lot of new faces on this team. Now there's a key rebound from Tamika Williams. She's the Miners' leading rebounder. We expect her to crash the boards. They really need Tamika to pull down those rebounds if they want to, you know, stop any second shot chances from Tulane.
Good defense on Valisevic, second leading scorer, the senior from the Woodlands. Tamika Williams, nice dish underneath.
Now,
back though to Tulane, a walk.
I can't speak for Tamika, but I feel like she should have. That was a simple, you know, just quick jumper. But I'm wondering if maybe the size from Tulane intimidated her just a little bit that she didn't take that shot. I hope next time she just takes that shot herself, and she might even draw a foul.
Langford, there's the senior from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, along with Valisevic. Incoming freshman class, having to deal with Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. There's a walk the other way for Valisevic.
Now that's the first turnover from Tulane. UTEP has already had 2 turnovers. Now it's usually the Miners that are causing their opponents to have turnovers versus Nebraska. The Miners, caused the Cornhuskers to turn over the ball 22 times. Tonight the Miners have to settle down and make sure to take care of the ball.
Brianna Green up top to Deetra Caldwell, spotting up with a 3. That's the one thing you just can't guard against because they have so many around the perimeter that can shoot.
Yeah, today in shoot-around, Coach Stockton said, do not let them come off of the screen and have the shots look at the basket. The post players are going to have to hedge and help the guards on those screens.
Foul is off the ball, and it's Chambe called for her second. For both team fouls.
I hate to point out negatives, but Chambe already has 2 turnovers and now a foul. I think, I can see that coming. I think Coach Adams is probably going to pull her aside, calm her down. She's still a hard worker. She's going to contribute to this game, but I think maybe her nerves were getting to her.
Marta Mitsua, the player that Ilda Chambe replaced in the starting lineup very quickly, off the bench for Keitha Adams. Inbound pass, gets there to Brittany Lindsay. Rolling it around, Langford to Brown. to Lindsay. They'll lob it in, and there's an easy layup for Benzio, but she can't sink the bunny, and Tamika Williams is fouled on the rebound.
You know, Tulane's already on a 6-0 run. That was an easy basket that probably should have dropped. It would have been an 8-0 run. And, you know, 3 of those baskets have just been off of easy lob passes into the big freshman.
Valasevic called for her first. And the Miners with the lead and looking for more. Jerica Hughes can't hit it, though, and the rebound underneath by Brittany Lindsay.
One thing I can credit the Miners on is that they are slowing this game down. You know, Tulane likes to score in transition. You have to credit the Miners that they're making this a half-court game, but they can't allow these easy buckets.
Brown to Langford. Langford outside to Brown for 3. She will try them every once in a while, but does not hit. And that hurts the Tulane Green Waves' chances.
Yeah, now the Miners got a key defensive rebound. Let's see how they do on offense, if they're going to be able to score some points off of that.
Tulane does need to score against this UTEP squad, very capable of putting the ball in the bucket.
Another turnover from the Miners. I know Coach Adams isn't happy with them beating themselves.
Brianna Green out off of her. It will be Tulane ball. When we return, it is UTEP and Tulane. Conference USA ball after this.
This is Conference USA, home to national champions, Heisman Trophy winners, National Coaches of the Year, Olympic medalists, and All-Americans. We have teams that have played in 121 bowl games, the College World Series for baseball and softball, NCAA Soccer College Cup, and teams that have made Final Four appearances. Be there for the next big moment. This is Conference USA. Competition lives here.
So, EJ, we've designed you a signature shoe worthy of a 3-time All-American with mad smarts and sick leadership skills. Ta-da!
There are over 380,000 NCAA student athletes.
Yeah, you got your GPA embossed, right? There.
I love it.
And just about all of them will be going pro in something other than sports.
Can I get it in a loafer for casual Fridays?
Yes. Yes.
Conference USA Basketball has a history of tradition-rich programs. But our future is now. Conference USA is led by a winning collection of coaches and student athletes who compete at the highest level. Our big moments are your big moments. Be there. This is Conference USA. Competition lives here.
It was a game that smashed boundaries for Texas Western and all of basketball.
In 1966, we changed the face of college athletics. Today, we're changing the face of higher education. The University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP. Our time is now.
UTEP has doubled its lead on Tulane after some early trouble with the Green Wave. Good defense on them as the Miners have been able to get some key rebounds.
They've been able to get key rebounds, but they're shooting themselves in the foot with these costly turnovers on the other end of the court, and they're not making Tulane work for those baskets. That's what Coach Adams said today in shoot-around. Make them earn every point they get, and thus far, I've just been seeing some really easy layups from the Green Wave, getting it down low. The Miners are going to have to keep them out of the paint.
Valasevic down low, they'll lob it into Benzio, and that's what UTEP and Keith Adams are looking for.
Right, and you know, UTEP wants to use their speed to make up for their lack of size down low. That was a key chance. I thought the Miners were going to try to get a fast break basket, but looks like they're going to look for a half-court option.
Green into Tamika Williams. Williams, the junior from Oak Park, Michigan, kicks it out to Nitzela.
Another costly turnover.
And the other way, layup missed by Brown.
The Miners really got lucky that she missed that layup. That's exactly what they did not want. They didn't want any easy transition buckets from the Green Wave.
And Lindsay stripped underneath by Hughes.
Jerica Hughes, one of UTEP's all-time leaders with turnovers, but it's just very sloppy right now. No one's valuing possession of the ball, and 2 easy fast break buckets from Brown. That is not like her. That's her bread and butter, easy transition buckets.
Nobody's been able to hit much of anything lately, though, but UTEP, one of the things that Keith Adams' squad does is value the basketballs. We have a foul off the ball.
And when you look at fouls like that, that's basically another turnover. It might not go in the statistician book like that, but that's another turnover. That's costly because Williams is UTEP's leading rebounder. They cannot afford for her to get in foul trouble. Plus, the Miners are really hoping that these screens are going to get them open. So, you know, the Miners, who usually take care of the ball, only averaging about 12 turnovers per game, are already just shooting themselves in the foot with 6 turnovers, and we're just minutes into the first half.
Jerica Hughes called for her first, the team's third. And up top here's Lindsay. They are contesting a lot, but still some problems, and another lob to Benzio off her fingertips.
The more I'm seeing this, I think what's happening is the Miners are getting confused once the ball is driven inside. You know, your help side defense is getting confused. Any single time there's a rotation, and what's ended up happening is that one extra pass that Tulane is doing is leaving someone wide open under the basket. The Miners are going to have to find their man and make sure they don't get any easy passes.
Jerica Hughes, the whip right through the lane to Tamika Williams on the other side.
Now that's a playmaker. UTEP giving Tulane a taste of their own medicine with that extra pass.
Tulane.
Easy bucket.
Indira Kaljo is checked into the game, the junior from Sherman Oaks, sinking a big three.
Nice three-point bucket. You know, UTEP has had a hard time defending behind the three-point arc. They have to watch it. There's some deadly shooters on this Tulane Green Wave team.
Dangerous pass to Trukshanina. And Trukshanina from way downtown puts it up, draws Zion, but Valisevic there for the board.
Uh-oh, now Tulane's in transition. Let's see if the Miners are going to be able to slow them down and get them to a half-court set.
Looks like Langford's going to have to pull it back out. Brown, Valisevic, and Langford again in the corner.
Now, Langford coming off of the screens.
Moving screen. The foul is on. Trukshanina, her first, team's fourth.
You know, that's another Miner player that cannot get into foul trouble. We have to remind people at home that there are 7 newcomers on this team, so there aren't very many experienced people coming off the bench. The Miner starters cannot afford to get into foul trouble.
No seniors on this UTEP squad. There's a successful lob inside, but Benzio can't convert. They put a body on her low.
Yeah, we saw that today, and shoot-around Adams said she wanted it to be a Miner sandwich. She said when they lob that ball inside, she wants to see a Miner defender on both sides of Benzio and make it hard for her to get that little bunny basket.
Chastity Brown called for a reach. And that is the second team foul. As we take a look again. Just a little hand check. She reaching. Hughes, 5'3", the junior from Southfield, Michigan, has just been all attitude through her first couple of seasons, but this year, for the first time, really facing a lot of injuries. She's had her troubles.
Yeah, but I think as each game progresses, she's going to get back to the Jerica Hughes that we know from last year that was Player of the Year. What's going to help her, though, is as her teammates become more experienced, that's going to help her play.
Jones misses on the other side, but the turnover by Kaljo right back to UTEP, forcing those turnovers again, and that's 3.
Now that's exactly what a smaller, quicker UTEP Miner team is going to have to do to get a win tonight versus Tulane.
Trukshanina from outside, the sophomore from Minsk, Belarus. Lots of great European talent on this squad, a tribute to Eva Laskovska, the assistant coach for Keith Adams.
Yes, Svetlana was already named the all-tournament team as a freshman just last week when the Miners were in the holiday tournament in San Diego.
There's the shot clock, and Langford has to put it up. That's not what Tulane wants.
Just as we expected, it's going to get a little physical in the paint. Both of these teams know how important it is to crash the boards. Coach Stock.
We have a timeout on the court. Jerica Hughes doing it to it. Outside to Trukshanina. Back in a moment.
To help avoid dental problems, I give patients Act Restoring Mouthwash, the 3-Act mouthwash.
Act 1 kills germs for fresh breath. Act 2 restores minerals. Act 3 strengthens enamel.
It's why we recommend it.
Act Restoring Mouthwash, the one dentists believe in.
The Dosho Gym fits anywhere. Adjustable patented Dosho bells. Over 40 free weight exercises. Build chiseled abs. Look good. Feel good. You will get strong at dosho.com.
I think it breaks a little to the left.
To the right.
Nope, straight.
Get up and play an hour a day.
It's getting so difficult to find an educated, successful man.
I never thought I could meet the girl of my dreams online.
But then a friend of mine told me about a website that wasn't like all the others. SugarDaddy.com is exactly what you're looking for.
And now I couldn't be happier.
And I found the perfect date. Experience it for yourself and meet the most desirable people in online dating.
It was a game that smashed boundaries for Texas Western and all of basketball.
In 1966, we changed the face of college athletics. Today, we're changing the face of higher education. The University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP. Our time is now.
Welcome back to the House of the Bear-Built Don Haskins Center here in El Paso, Texas, named for the former UTEP greats. As you see, Keitha Adams, now Lisa Stockton, the last two coaches of the year in Conference USA. On the women's side, both veterans. They know what they want. They know what they want their teams to do. So far, though, UTEP has really shown a little bit more, though they've turned the ball over more.
Yeah, a 10-3 run has gotten them back into this game because the Miners uncharacteristically had 6 turnovers early on, but you can see transition baskets are helping them get back in this game. That's their bread and butter. They want to use their speed to score.
Chukshonanen. Pull up in the lane, can't get it to go, and Valisevic the rebound. In transition, Adu. Picked off by Hughes.
You know, the UTEP Miners caused number 4 Texas to have 15 turnovers, Nebraska 22. They know how to steal that ball. A lot of it has to do with just hustle plays, keeping your hands up and active whenever that ball is passed.
Tulane looking like they were going to get that first transition bucket, but Hughes, though she was late, was where exactly she needed to be. Chukshonanen in low, into the game, Channing Hillman driving to the bucket and a collision. Hillman is hurt. Here comes Tulane the other way. They do. Cross court. And a matchup good for Tulane. There are only 4 Miners there. That's Kaljo for 3 in the miss. And now the official timeout while they tend to Channing Hillman. Another freshman, 5'8" freshman from Mason, Ohio. For this UTEP lineup. Not a senior on the squad, but it will be Eva Laskowska who comes over to take a look.
Yeah, now the Miners, they don't want Tulane to score in transition, so you have to have hats off because they were down a man. And that was a transition basket that Tulane looked like they were going to have an easy bucket, but the Miners were able to get the key rebound. And it looks like Channing maybe hit her head hard on the court.
Yeah, it looks like, though, that she will be up and under her own power. Let's take, she might have been stepped on.
You know,
she went down on the off the miss.
You said 2 Coach of the Years in Stockton and Adams, and they were both clear to both of their teams that they want these players to crash the boards. You can already see early in this game these women are very physical going to those boards. They want to make their coaches happy, and that's why both of these coaches have had so much success.
Channing Hillman will take a well-deserved rest after that knock. But it will be UTEP's basketball as Tulane again, 5-on-4 the other way, cannot get a bucket.
Now we're going to have to see what UTEP wants to do in the half court. They're known for setting a lot of on-man screens and hoping the defense gets confused.
Hughes, Mitsua from the outside. That's a 2-pointer, but it's good.
That's exactly what the Miners wanted, and it worked.
Langford up top to Lindsay and around the horn. Adu spots up from 17, no good. Good rebound for Kaljo, and she'll kick it back out. They'll reset.
I think the Miners were anticipating another of those lob passes inside that they really gotten them in trouble in the first half. But you can't anticipate. You just have to react to the defense. Don't anticipate because you may get burnt.
Adu keeps that ball. Chukshonanen all over. And they force another turnover. Amazing job by UTEP thus far, as they have held Tulane to 25% shooting. The Miners shooting 63% for floor.
That was their 9th of the night, and look, it led to a transition basket.
Kaljo. Indira Kaljo, the junior from Sherman Oaks, Montclair Prep, sinking that one.
Here's an ironic stat right here. At this point, both of these teams have committed more turnovers than they have buckets from the field. Very scrappy game. I think it's more because just hustle defense. These players are excited to get their first win in conference play, but they're going to have to settle down if they want to execute.
Brittany Lindsay committing her first personal foul as Mitsua met firmly right there along the baseline, and she draws the contact. The lob inside, and I think they caught her because she jumped.
Well, and you can have your hands straight up, but you can't make contact with the body. She definitely used her body and got into her space. That's a foul.
Brianna Green misses. Into the game, Rashonda Barnes, and walked with the ball. Another turnover. Wow.
Now the UTEP Miners are going to have to watch out for Barnes. She doesn't get as much playing time as the other starters for Tulane, but she has a very quick first step. Watch her to try to come off some screens and come off and drive baseline to get some layup buckets against the Miners.
We talked about the small players for UTEP. Lisa Stockton countering with a mighty might of her own. And there's a big miss. Marta Mitsua can't hit along the baseline. Lob inside in transition, and Valisevic does not draw iron. She draws the bottom of the bucket. Caldwell. Long-range jumper, no good, and it is out. With a timeout on the court, the Miners maintaining that 6-point lead as Keitha Adams' squad looking good in her first Conference USA game. Back with more on CDS College Sports.
This is Conference USA, home to student athletes that take pride in their communities. Their college experience is not only how they contribute on the playing field, but the contributions they make where they live. Conference USA student athletes believe in the privilege of helping those in need and the dignity in bringing a community together. They become doctors and bankers and teachers, but not before they become leaders and citizens. This is Conference USA. Community service lives.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro
in something other than sports.
In something other than sports. To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
Conference USA Basketball has a history of tradition-rich programs. But our future is now. Conference USA is led by a winning collection of coaches and student athletes who compete at the highest level. Our big moments are your big moments. Be there. This is Conference USA. Competition lives here.
Good start for the UTEP Miners in the early going, a 6-point lead over the Tulane Green Wave, as the Miners have really been able to force those turnovers. They were the ones suffering from the turnovers in the first part of this game, but they've settled down.
Yeah, 13-5 in the last 9 minutes. The only thing that concerns me is right before we went to that commercial break, the Miners had a fast break situation. Dietrich Caldwell pulled up a jump shot. Now, there's no problem with doing that, in my opinion. However, none of her teammates rushed down the floor to help her out, and when her shot was missed, had there been a Miner there to get that rebound, that would have been an easy bucket. That's one of the things the Miners have to do, is if you're going to get those transition buckets, you have to make them easy buckets. If you're going to shoot from outside, make sure you have a teammate down there to crash the board. So just in case you miss, you can still get the putback.
Tulane's ball has started back after the timeout. Green Wave have not been able to find Brett Benzio at all after the first couple of minutes of this one. And here's Rashonda Barnes.
Okay.
Stripped to the ball, but will stay with the Green Wave. Here you see Jerica Hughes, Conference USA, Freshman of the Year, Newcomer of the Year, Player of the Year last year. In her junior season, all 5'3" of her.
Miss all everything. And what's amazing is that, you know, Oh, wow. Well,
Kaljo
that was amazing right there.
Yes.
That shot. You know, Kaljo comes off the bench, but she's second in Conference USA with three-pointers. She's shooting 42% from behind the arc. The Miners have to watch out for her.
And thrown away by UTEP. Again, uncharacteristically not taking care of the ball. Both of these teams value possession quite a bit.
Yeah, watch this out of the corner. 42% from behind the arc. Not only is she dead on, but she has a quick release. She just caught that off of the pass. Great form, went right into the shot and nailed it. The Miners cannot give her any space. They're going to have a hand in her face to make sure that doesn't happen. That's why she's second in the conference.
One more of those, and Tulane's come all the way back, but they'll allow it to Benzio, and she stepped on the line.
Now, this morning in shoot-around, I asked Coach Adams, you know, if you're going to double down on that lob, isn't that kind of dangerous? And she said, well, we're going to have backside defense so that when their lob is off, we can get the steal. Well, that time the lob was off, but there was no one on the backside for the Miners to get the steal. I don't know what happened in defensive breakdown, but had there been someone backside, help side defense, that would have been a steal for the Miners.
Caldwell off the pick. Around the wing. Giving it back to Mitsua and to Green. And Hughes. Hughes off the pick herself. Draws iron, but the rebound to the Green Wave. And another opportunity to get that much closer.
The Miners are going to have to work on their backside rebounding, blocking out. That time they were just out quick to the rebound.
And another turnover. Dietrich Caldwell coming up with that loose change from Valisevic.
7th turnover from the Green Wave. This is amazing. You know, the Miners are only averaging 12 turnovers per game. They're already up to 8. Most college basketball teams, their goal is to try to stay under 12 to 15 turnovers a game. At this rate, both teams are going to be well over that mark by the end of this game.
We'll take a look at the late reach by Indira Kaljo, her first personal. There you see the freshman, Brett Benzio. Miners do get it in. Hughes will take it back out again. Set those screens. You don't know who's going to come and flash outside. They love the three-pointer. Here's Caldwell. Bounces one low. Mitsua goes to the hoop and draws the foul from Benzio.
Now that's something we haven't seen the Miners doing very much, is that's getting the ball inside. And not only did they do it inside, but Marta did a post move that actually took her close to the back of the basket. Instead of settling for a jump shot, she took that extra step and drew that foul. Now the question is, are the Miners going to be able to nail the free throws? They haven't been very strong from the line thus far in the season.
Does get it. UTEP looking to put a little more distance between themselves and Tulane.
2 for 2 from the line. You know, she's only shooting 57% on the season, so that's very good from Marta, getting key free throws when needed, making it a 5-point game.
Chastity Brown up top. Wilketti. Jennifer Wilketti checking into the game. And there's that first step for Shonda Barnes, but she's going up against the Conference USA Player of the Year. Oh, layup on the other side, though, for Caldwell. Jerica Hughes picked the pocket, but Caldwell couldn't make it work.
We've seen that from both sides in transition, just missing easy baskets. That's what happens when you have some young players on the team. I think their nerves are getting to them in this conference opener.
Wilketti took an extra step as Williams tied her up. Look at Jerica Hughes.
Jerica Hughes just hustling to make it happen. You know, she's not only one of UTEP's all-time assist leaders and scoring leaders, but she's also on some of the all-time lists for steals. She just does it all.
And here is Hughes. Caught Rashonda Barnes trying that deadly first step. This time it's Tamika Williams. Backing in, blocked. Wilketti gets a piece of that, but Williams has her own rebound.
I'm impressed that Williams went hard to the basket. She's continued doing that. Eventually she'll draw the foul or get the bucket to drop.
Shanina puts it up and draws iron, but to no avail. Rashonda Barnes with a rebound underneath.
Now, once again, there were no Miners in their rebound, and Jerica Hughes, the point guard, was the only Miner in there in the paint trying to get the rebound.
Williams just keeps her position, and a wild shot by Barnes the other way. Spotting up Caldwell. Can't get it to go as both teams are a little bit cold.
Now Tulane's in transition. This is exactly what the Miners are trying to avoid. They have to crash the boards or at least be there to try to help slow down those outlet passes, or Tulane's going to continue to work the fast break all night long.
Rashonda Barnes, sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Tulane, a private institution, always difficult as Barnes draws the foul. No basket, it was on the floor, but Hughes called for her second foul.
Now, if you watch this down here, nice post move. I think the only thing that maybe Williams did wrong is she should have tried to hook with her outside hand. That way, even with the contact, maybe she still would have had a chance to buck it up. But at least, you know, the Miners trying to get it inside to score.
Benzio pops it, controlled by Mitsua.
Now, Jerica Hughes is going to have to be careful while she's guarding Barnes. Barnes is one of the few people in Conference USA that probably is step for step as fast as her. And I think we're going to see that isolation play from Coach Stockton trying to get Hughes in foul trouble. The Miners cannot afford that.
How about Deetra Caldwell? Inside, kicked out Mitsua to Tamika Williams. She'll spot up every once in a while, but doesn't hit it from there.
You know, Williams does have range. Uh-oh.
Kaljo, speaking of range, nice dish.
Wow. Once again, she is 42% from behind the three-point arc. You know what's amazing? That's how many quality shooters they have on this Tulane team. She comes off the bench shooting 47%.
Williams cannot draw iron, but UTEP will get it. I think Kaljo might have gotten a piece of Williams' shot on the way up.
I really hope Williams' confidence isn't broken. She has to just keep going at it, going inside.
Williams, or Hughes rather, blocked. Down low as she tried the shot. Right there to front Rashonda Barnes.
These last couple of shots, you're really seeing the size differential. Miners continue to get blocked. They're going to have to try to not only drive inside, but try to draw the foul, maybe do some up and under moves.
Benzio popped a little bit by Truxanina. That throws her off, and Brett Benzio really held to minimal effectiveness today for Tulane.
Yeah, and this is what's showing what a well-rounded team is, because Kaljo is coming off the bench and has scored in the last couple minutes 11 of their 15 points off of the bench.
Down low to Williams again. They want to get her some action. They'll have to kick it back out, and Hughes misses the three.
But see, there was not a single white jersey blocking out Brett Benzio. Brett Benzio is averaging double digits in rebounds. You have to put a body on her, get her out of the paint, and maybe you can draw some over-the-back calls. But as it is, I just don't see the Miners posts or forwards crashing the boards. They're going to have to do that unless they want Brett Benzio to have another double-digit rebounding night.
Lisa Stockton, as you see in her 14th season, Conference USA Coach of the Year 2 years ago. She, in her first season at Tulane, 94-95, was Coach of the Year in the Metro Conference when Tulane belonged there. She has seen it all, including having to evacuate to Lubbock, playing the first semester in Texas Tech's arena after Hurricane Katrina forced Tulane to move to pretty much all points of the globe. Football team here, men's basketball there, women's basketball there.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Teaches a lot of grit and confidence when you're uncomfortable, to say the least.
Right.
To still be able to be successful on the court.
The 05-06 season, kind of a wash for Tulane, but she came right back and won the conference and Conference Coach of the Year honors the very next year. Shows a lot of grit. Kaljo missing from the left side.
You know, the Miners got caught on that back screen, leaving her wide open. They're very lucky that she didn't nail that shot.
Tulane, despite all of this, within two. Kaljo, one of the big reasons they've stayed close. Caldwell will try the long distance three. And UTEP, ice cold from the outside.
Now, you know, you were just saying Coach Stockton, two-time Conference USA Coach of the Year. Earlier today, she said she wants to have the Miners held to just one shot. Make sure her players crash the board, and that's exactly what is happening. Even though their lead has been cut down, that is why Tulane is in the lead right now. They're crashing the boards.
Langford around the left side, and an easy cut to the hoop.
And getting the easy buckets.
Ties the game. And the Miners, they've had some open shots. They have not been able to hit them. Jerica Hughes. Brittany Jones now scooping and not scoring as Deetra Caldwell. The rebound to Benzio. Able to get that as good little contact with Jones. Or rather with Fanny Goodwin.
That shot didn't drop, but I like the fact that the Miners are attacking. They need to attack and get to the free throw line.
Tulane looking for their first lead since the early seconds of this game. Langford. And is fouled. And it's Jericho Hughes. Now, that's trouble because Hughes with 3 fouls right now as we take a timeout on the court with under 40 seconds remaining. We are tied at 17. It's the Miners and the Green Wave. Conference USA women's basketball back after this.
The pulse of college sports also beats online. Get even more from the original 24-hour college sports network anytime. At cbssports.com/CBS College.
The NBA season is here. You can get all the action and excitement with NBA League Pass. Order now and get the best games, countless moments, and lasting memories for only $189 or just 3 payments of $63. See the top stars and your favorite teams wherever you live on channels 560 through 572. And watch games online with NBA League Pass broadband, which is included with your subscription. Get NBA League Pass on Dish Network season ticket for just $189 or 3 payments of $63. To order, call 1-877-DISH-PPB. That's 1-877-347-4778.
He came to Earth on a mission.
How a ship survived the impact.
Now,
You see that, right? There's a little guy there.
2 unlikely friends
I'm the smallest 5th grader in New York City.
The most powerful force often comes from the smallest star.
will share the adventure of a lifetime.
Dave is my friend, and I need to protect him.
All hail Josh the hero! Meet Dave.
There are 380,000 NCAA student athletes. And most of us will go pro
in something other than sports.
In something other than sports. To learn more, go to ncaa.org.
Welcome back to the Don Haskins Center. Tied at 17. Duke, Keith, Autumn, Sam, the Green Wave starting to make things happen.
Yeah, that's a very similar play that we saw maybe about 5 minutes ago where isolation, one-on-one, the fastest player in the Tulane team is driving to the hole, and guess who they're guarded by? UTEP's best player, Jericho Hughes. She already has 2 fouls in this game. She's only fouled out once before this season. She cannot afford to do it tonight.
2 fouls, 3 points for Jericho Hughes. As Langford with it for the Green Wave, trying to take the lead. We're in the final seconds. They'll lob it to Benzio. Stepped on the line. That's happened consistently to the freshman. They wanted to put pressure on her, thinking that first conference game, the intensity rises, things might break a little bit. So far, Keith Adams, slick move.
Yeah, and what I'm thinking happening is whoever's playing post on Benzio is getting her lower in the block. So then you have the backboard helping you defend because that lob pass just isn't clean.
Tamika Williams, dish from Green, decides the better of going to the hoop. 5 seconds left. Brianna Green down low again. Williams, they want that back door. They got it. Great dish from up top at the end of the half. The Miners will walk into the locker room with a 2-point lead.
I'm glad Tamika Williams was able to get a bucket before they headed into the locker room because she was really getting frustrated in the post, and I think in the second half that's going to be one of the keys. They need to get into Williams and the other post players and attack Tulane, try to get to the free throw line.
19-17, the Miners with a 2-point lead at the half. We'll be back to take a look at the highlights and the stats when we come back after this.